We are at Woodlawn Memorial Park in Colma, California. Another one of the many cemeteries here in Colma. And we're going to be doing a little bit of exploring today. We're going to check this out and see what we can see around here. Now, this is an interesting one, just right out here along the wall of this mausoleum. We'll get to the mausoleum later, but I like this. It's like a big old book. Unfortunately, glass is a little bit frosted over, so it's kind of hard to see inside that one. I could tell already by looking at it. These awesome little family mausoleums over here are just place is very nice, very beautiful, very quiet. Kind of hard to tell in there. There's a lot of dead flowers in there, and there's up top, it's hard to tell, there's cremated remains in glass cases up on the tops over here. This place, from what I could tell, it spans some distance. This place is massive. I didn't realize it, but up in the hills over there, way past all these, there's a ton on the hillside, more graves and whatnot. This place is a lot bigger than I realized. This one is very, very nice. I don't know if you guys can tell from this vantage point, but there's glass broken out of the top of this window, unfortunately. What I'm noticing about this cemetery is there's a lot of different religions and ethnicities in this cemetery. Kind of like the Cypress Lawn last cluster of videos I did too. I was finding a lot of that also. Oh, this is nice. Very nice. Fong is the last name. Look at the statues on either side. It's pretty awesome. Lots of beautiful trees up and through here. Some of these graves go back early 1900s. Is probably some of the oldest ones I've found so far. I don't know how far back some of these graves go, but early 1900s so far. Died in 1878, Caroline, Adolph and Lewis, 1895, 1888, 1878. Oh, there we go. Got a World War II veteran right here. Colonel, U.S. Army. I don't know if you guys can really appreciate this, watching this back on video, but between this side of graves and this side of graves, there's a whole lot of room here, looks like, in this cemetery still, at least in this part. There's still looks like there could be a lot of room in here left. And the cemetery's going back a little ways too, 1800s. And, or the late 1800s, early 1900s, and there's still tons of room. It's very spacious in here. Like when you're walking, you're not walking almost on a grave, you know, there's a lot of room here yet. Woodlawn is the last name on this one. Really can't see inside of it, but the glass is a little bit, you know, frosted on it. Or I've noticed a lot of these, there's so much ironwork on the windows you can't even see inside. Sullivan is the last name here. This one's nice. Very nice. I don't think there's 1917. There's one person or only two people in here. And this thing could hold at least 6. And it doesn't look like there's been a lot of visitors recently. Just missed it. I was gonna catch it on camera. There was like some kind of bluebird flying around out here. It was a beautiful shade of blue. It was flying around and I barely missed it. I didn't catch it with the camera. Almost caught it on camera and I just missed it. There was a beautiful bluebird that landed down on the ground next to me in front of that last family mausoleum. And when I tried to get it on camera, it flew away, but it was a beautiful shade of blue. Masky. This place is very beautiful and very, very peaceful. So I am Googling a lot of these people, and so far nothing comes back as anybody that's notable. I even searched this cemetery location for notable people, like on Google, and I've come up with nothing so far. But if I find something, I'll let you guys know. This place spans, man. It spans some distance, way off in the distance, all around me here. This place is just huge. Wow, these right here. You can see the names: Mother, Father, Bertha, Henry, but I'm not sure if there's anything else inscribed on these things. And look at these things. These, you could tell these have been here for a minute. I can actually see there was at one point underneath the names stuff inscribed on it, but it's just over time. I would love to know how far these, you know, how many years back these go, because they're just so old. That the main lettering where it says Father, that's very prominent, you know, but then the stuff underneath it, it's been washed away with time, it looks like. This is 1904, this person passed. Pierre Samps. I looked him up, really couldn't find anything. If I'm looking these people up and I can't find anything, and you guys happen to be able to find something on these people that I'm finding, let me know in the comment box below. But I do, and I'm seeing something really cool, I'll search the person to try to get some history on them, if there's somebody in the community that was notable. And I'm coming up with nothing here. Some of the people I've been searching in this cemetery. But look at the top of the grave. I guess that's him. But, wow. Now, next to this tree, there's some graves here that I found interesting, because there's a line of graves here coming up on the ground here. These flat stones. As you can see, there's 3 of them. 1, 2. Well, there's 4. 3, and the 4th one. Look how close this 4th one is to the tree. Like, look how close. I think this guy was probably 1912. He was buried here. I'm thinking this guy was probably buried here. Maybe the tree wasn't even here yet, because look how close it is to the tree. The base of the tree. I mean, this is, you know. I wonder if this tree grew. I would assume they were buried this guy here before this tree grew, or maybe the tree was a lot smaller when they buried him here. Now it's this big old huge tree. Again, this is the cemetery. I'm finding stones in different languages, different, you know, religions, different nationalities. This is a very diverse cemetery. This grave is, the family comes and puts stuff on this grave. It's very, very nice. It's got got plants, they've got little figurines, lanterns in the back there. I like this. This is very nice. Here's the backside to one of the family mausoleums. This window, I guess, is not stained glass. It's very clear, so you can get a better look inside. I think I showed the front of this one a few minutes ago. Oh, there's candles. But like I said, it doesn't look like anybody has visited here in a very long time. Looks like this would be possibly Chinese. If you guys are well versed in your languages, let me know. But this one is very, very, like, awesome. Oh, this one right here is very, very cool. As you can see, there's a little stone border around it. They got some nice statues. Wow. This one is very, looks like Ku is the last name. Statues are very, I've never seen anything set up like this before. This is actually very, very cool. Nice detailed statues, you know. Got to surround this thing. Oh, Henry Miller. Look at this one. This is nice. Jeez, very, very elaborate. Well, I did some Google searching and I think I found him, and it looks like Mr. Miller was a German-American rancher known as the Cattle King of California, who at one point in the late 19th century was one of the largest landowners in the United States. So that would explain the awesome marker he's got. And it looks like somebody had brought a Christmas wreath over here too, but there's nothing else really talking about him, like, you know, there's a Christmas wreath right there, but talking about his, you know, years of life and all that. There's nothing marking, just his name. This right here is the Garden of Remembrance. Some of these little nameplates in here look like they're I'm gonna look at these little figurines here first, or the statues. Garden of Remembrance. As you can see, there's a lot of just simple markers in here. You know, nothing too elaborate, nothing too fancy. But it's a beautiful area in here. Little benches, little brick walkway. Very, very nice. At the end of this walkway, there's a beautiful statue kind of behind the tree here. So that about wraps up this video. So far, all I found in here so far was a famous German cattle rancher, which, hey, we found somebody notable. Why not? I love these cemeteries for some of their historic value and the people buried within them. Thank you all so much for watching. If you're enjoying these videos and like the channel, be sure to hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and click the bell icon. Therefore, you can be notified of all of my future uploads. You guys are awesome, and I'll be coming at you soon with another video. This is a beautiful day too. Talk to you later.